Andrew here from Flat Out RC, reporting from Australia's largest giant scale aero modelling event, the Mammoth Scale Fly-In here at the Valley Radio Flyers Club. Today, we are in search of Australia's greatest giant scale model. Let's see who wins. This event attracts the best giant scale model aircraft in Australia. We're here at the Valley Radio Club near Shepparton in Victoria, Australia. Big planes, must be minimum 80-inch wingspan for a monoplane, and I think it's around 66 inch or something like that for a biplane. Everything is big here. Any type of model goes here, whether it's a warbird or an aerobatic plane. It's just got to be a scale plane, and it's got to be big, like me. Let's get straight into it. Let's go and look at some of these great models. Oh. Peter Goff is here, one of Australia's best scale model builders. That's true, isn't it?
Oh, well, you tell the story.
I'll tell the story. Now, tell me about this DC3 that you bought. We're in search of the best model here, and your DC3 is right up there. But I've had you on the Flat Out RC podcast, and we were talking about it. Tell me about that plane. Where's it up to now?
Well, it's here. So it's had a number of successful flights. So it's finished. It started off as a Tommy composite kit from Ozstar Models.
Yep.
So it's 150 inch, 4 metres. It's fully composite. There's no fabric, no wood in it other than the structural areas. It's got Robart electric retracts that were designed for the Zeroli C47. And it's painted up in the That's All Brother D-Day scheme, which is currently flying at the Commemorative Air Force in America. And the history of that aeroplane, it actually was the lead C-47 on D-Day that led 800 other C-47s into Normandy on June 6, 1944. So there's a lot of data out there on it, and I thought it would be a little bit of a tribute to that aeroplane as much as the history of what those gentlemen did over there over that time. So, and I just love D-Day scheme colours. So the invasion stripes, olive drab over grey, it just stands out in the sky. So it's really cool.
Well, that model started life as a Qantas scheme as well, and you did some practice flights with that scheme, and before you decided to repaint the whole thing. How long did it take you to refit it out and get it flying again?
5 weeks. So
5 weeks.
So I put it all together, flew it in the Qantas scheme, as you said. A lot of people kind of cringed and thought I should have left it in the Qantas scheme being Australian, but it was pretty plain to me. And I'd always had a vision that I wanted to do it in a D-Day scheme if I got my hands on a DC3 or C-47. So I had a couple of flights on it, made sure that I wasn't going to drive it into the ground like a fence post and waste my time. And then I stripped it all back, fully detailed it, fully riveted it. Did all the weathering, painting, and just tricked it up a little bit to make it look how I wanted it to, and then it's probably had 5 or 6 flights since.
Well, Peter Goff's DC3 is in the running for the best model here, I reckon. What do you think? Gregory Leprosy's here. I'm gonna beat you up later, Greg. Again on camera. They come from far and wide to be here at the Shepparton Mammoth Scale Fly-In. Tyson Dodd has come all the way from Queensland, and you've brought a nice jet. Tell us about this jet.
Certainly, dude. It's actually an old Skymaster Cougar kit, built in Victoria. We're going back probably 12 years now. Brought back to life and finished and weathered by Levi Wagner in New South Wales. Quite a nostalgic model. It has some history dating back to old Frank Rogers and Shane Bartlett as well. So it obviously had to come to my stable a year or so ago.
Just had to, you know, I love that. It just had to. What's it running? What's the motor in it?
Of course, it's an old King Tech K180, original G series. Good power, so that's 18 kilos of thrust on Kero.
You do love your model flying, and you're a known figure in the scene. You travelled all around the country flying these model planes. Why do you keep on doing it?
Oh, it's got to be the people. Definitely fellow aero modelers getting out to events. I mean, the flying's obviously there, but I think that's probably secondary to catching up with other aero modelers at certainly different locations. Haven't been to Shep since I was a little kid, so I haven't been down here since I was young with my old man, and first time down here flying. But yeah, he's in New South Wales for some work, and thought, why not? We'll go across the border and have a bit of a play at Shep for the weekend.
When the darkness crumbles from the mighty sound of a voice that calls us until we're finally found, till we're finally found. Standing in your presence now, torn apart and broken down. Even still, we think we got it all.
Been a while. We haven't had the president of the Flat Out RC Peanut Gallery, Dominic Lesu. I call him Lesu. There's a grandstand behind, all right?
Yeah.
Is it true that you organised that grandstand because people came to see me? They wanted to watch me in action.
We're waiting for you to get the motorbike out here. Do some monos or something.
I will.
We're going to see you do a demo later.
I'm pretty much the best pilot here, so
Yeah.
I've already been offered.
Where's your plane?
It's sitting at home. I've been offered to fly someone else's plane though, and they fly the Motor Champions mode too.
What are you going to fly?
I don't know. Something looks like a Cub or something.
A Cub?
Yeah,
That's
what I do.
for you.
That's what I do. I'm a
No,
champion. I'm the
you're
best pilot
champion.
here, right? Go away.
That's covering all our fears. Standing in your presence now, torn apart and broken down. Even still, we think we've got it all figured out. Come and set our hearts on fire. Wake us up with your desire. You're the one we're fighting for. Our only hope, our only hope. In a world of tears, standing in your presence now, torn apart and broken down. Even still, we think we've got it all figured out. Come and set our hearts on fire. Wake us up with your desire. You're the one we're fighting for. Our only hope. Standing in your presence now, torn apart and broken down. Even still, we think we've got it all figured out. Come and set our hearts on fire. Wake us up with your desire. You're the one we're fighting for. Our only hope, our only hope, our only hope.
Well, we're back with food review at Flying event. We're here at the Valley Radio Flyers Club at their Mammoth Scale Fly-In event, and today we're going to try their sausage and onion in bread, put some tomato sauce with it. Last time I think I had a burger, which was excellent. So we're judging the quality of the sausage is always important. We love a good sausage. It's a traditional Aussie style sausage. It's not too bad. Got the onion as well as the bonus. I'll tell you what, if you don't put tomato sauce on your sausage, then you're not a good food reviewer. I've done the right thing. It's really, really good, and white bread. So as you can see, really, really healthy lunch that I'm having here. That's why I look this good. What do I give this sausage in bread? As far as sausage in bread goes, I'm giving it an 8 out of 10. It's a pretty good score. Cheers. We are in search of Australia's greatest giant scale model plane, and a strong contender is Ryan Howarth's
AGO C2.
How do you spell that?
AGO.
Now, Rowan, we've talked about this model before, but it is absolutely and utterly phenomenal. Tell me a bit about the model itself.
So I've taken about 2 years to build. I think I cut the first wing ribs 2 weeks before, not last Christmas, the Christmas before, but it's been in the head for about 3 years before that, I think. It's a third scale, so 192 inch or 4.85 metres. It's got a Veluch 280 4-cylinder boxer hidden inside that you don't see, but runs a belt drive through an offset shaft to the propeller under that dummy engine. And the dummy engine, it's got working rockers, and yeah, it's pretty much as per the original. They made 94 of them originally in about 1915 onwards, and none of them exist anymore, so it was all off photos and a couple of old scratchy 3 views that I found. But yeah, there's lots to look at, and it all works, but it's I don't know, it's come up pretty well, I think.
It's a phenomenal model, and there's a lot that works on it. You know, there's the wire rigging, but tell me about some of the other scale features that you've added on, because they are phenomenal.
Yeah, righto. So, well, the dummy engine that's there is a third scale replica of a Benz 4. That's what they used, and it's all got exposed rockers, so it's got twin cams that run the little rockers so that idle. It all looks like they're moving, and they've been timed as per the full size Benz 4. Just because I figured someone had asked me about the firing order one day, and I wanted to make sure it was right. That probably took more research than the rest of the plane, I think, finding a workshop manual for a 1915 Benz 4 engine. But and then the gunner waves the gun, and the pilot nods his head and waves to hello. And then cooling inside, because the engine's fully concealed, it's got cooling fans hidden inside as well, that are 2 70mm EDF fans that are temperature controlled off the engine. So it sort of sucks air in and blows air out just to keep the engine cool. But yeah, no, it's coming together all right. Yeah,
Hasn't been flown yet though.
Not yet.
We're still ironing out teething issues, because it's a very complex build. So, but all I can say is, well done. It is an amazing model. You've brought something to life from scratch that people will just admire for many years to come. So well done.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
I'm here with the big man, Tony Wilson.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to present to you the latest president of the VMAA, Mr. Tony Wilson!
And Tony, what did you bring here today?
I brought my model design Super Chipmunk
Yep.
and a Krill Extra 330 SC.
Well, you know that I'm looking for the best scale model here, and you do know I do love a Super Chipmunk.
I'm not the best scale model here though, but it's nice.
Tony, you've been here for a number of days. You come early to this event.
Yeah, we came up on Wednesday, Darcy and I, so we've camped since Wednesday. We've taken over the end. There's probably half a dozen, no, it'd be more than that, 10 guys up there all camped. It's a good time.
So it's a bit of a social event here.
Yeah.
It's not just about the flying. Now, speaking of flying though, has a Chipmunk been up in the air yet?
Not today. It's going to go up soon though. I've had to fly the Krill this morning.
Yeah.
But yeah, the wind's just gusty. It's cross strip. Hasn't been nice.
Are you telling me you're not a very good pilot?
No, I just don't. The Chippy's got very nice wheel spats, and I don't like ripping them off.
Do you want me to fly it instead
Yeah,
then?
absolutely.
Now here's a plane I do like. When it comes to scale models, I like them to be scale. And this is a Scrub Cub owned by Rowan Howarth again. But the key feature of this is the aluminium fuselage, or the lattice work. It's based off, I think the original plane, I think they came out of Europe somewhere, based on sort of that Piper Cub kind of model, but has the exposed fuselage, and this one's all out of aluminium. I wouldn't like to stack this plane. The rebuild would be immense. Look at that motor. That is what I call a scale motor. I think it's a Mocky.
I guess we'll take it one by one, baby, one by one. Just different colors. We'll try to take it one by one, baby, one by one.
Karina's got off her jet ski and she's at the Mammoth Scale Fly-In. Once again, you always come here.
Always.
Tell me about this cub.
It's a 50% scale, 5 metre wingspan Bill Hempel kit that was damaged. I bought it, stripped it and fixed it up, recovered it in fabric.
It's massive.
Yeah.
How does it fly?
Fantastic. It's pussycat.
It's very slow. What about, there's a bit of a crosswind today.
Yeah, a bit of a handful in the crosswind, that's for sure. Really got to work the rudder. But it's 38 kilos. So, yeah.
Karina, you should be good at crosswind landings because you do land some big planes, don't you?
I do.
Should know how to get them down onto the ground.
Yeah.
Get on Flat Out RC podcast and you'll see an interview with Karina. It's a good one. Nice plane, Karina.
Awesome, thanks.
How shiny is this one? Anybody that knows me knows that when it comes to warbirds, my favourite model is the Mustang. Everybody loves an RV4 and this RV4 is not only big, but the owner tells me it's a beautiful flying plane. I'd like one of these. The Wirraway. Looks a bit like a Texan, but it's a Wirraway. And I'll tell you what, the detail on this model, this comes out of the Clive Butler, Alex Butler stable. Beautiful rivet work on this model. It is amazing. I do like a shiny model. This time it's a Caribou. Well, we're in search of Australia's best scale model, and it's a moving target because every year a new plane's come into the ecosystem to choose from. But this is my scale model of the year, I would say. It's Ron Howard's AGO. It's a beautiful model. There's a lot to look at when you see it in person. Everything from the undercarriage to the robotic pilots and the dummy engine and the heads, how everything moves. It's just a phenomenal plane, and a lot of engineering went into this model as well because you've got this engine set up with belt-driven propeller, pusher plane, twin booms. It's a phenomenal model, and well done to Rowan and his helpers that have helped put this model together. It is absolutely phenomenal. So this is Australia's best scale model in 2024. Well, it's become an annual event that I come to this giant scale fun fly meeting, the 41st running of the Mammoth Scale Fly-In here at the Valley Radio Flyers Club. I do love coming here. It's an event that I used to follow back in the 80s when I was a young child. I always wanted to get out here, and I really feel fortunate that I can come. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Get on down to this event. It happens every September, Valley Radio Flyers Club. Get on to valleyradioflyers.com.au to keep up to date with what's happening with this event. Tell you what, awesome models. Every single one of these planes, I'd love to take home.